Hey everyone, my first night video I think I've done. So today I want to talk to you about two very important things. If you have been stuck for a while, there are two main things that will catapult you and really finally get you to where you want to go. Or in other words, there are two things that are keeping you stuck. Thing number one, if you don't know what your why is, why you need to do something, well, that's why you're not getting anywhere. For example, let's just say you had the physique of like a goddess, or you look like Brad Pitt in Troy, right? I don't know if you've seen that before. But let's just say you could do that while eating a bunch of junk food, Chinese food, sugar, and a bunch of garbage. And even while doing that, you could stay in perfect health, look fucking incredible. If that was really the case, why change your diet? Why change anything about how you're eating? Why change any of the enjoyable foods out there if that's all you're eating all the time, if you're still able to benefit and look incredible? There's no benefit for you. There's no why, right? So first and foremost, if you're in a place where you're living in mediocrity and things are kind of okay, you got to create your own artificial why. You got to create your own artificial bottom and say, you know what? Right now I'm living a mediocre life and mediocre is not good enough. Fuck that. Enough. Two is how much you value yourself, how much you really love yourself and believe in yourself. Let me tell you something. I coach a lot of coaches, and I ask oftentimes people the most basic question that is thrown around like this big cliche, which is, you know, when people talk about loving yourself, what does that really even mean? What does it mean to love yourself? Let me tell you, when you really love yourself, you invest in yourself. If you really believe in yourself, you invest in yourself. If you don't, you don't. And it's funny, I had two people I spoke with very recently. One was a very wealthy individual, or at least so he claimed, who knows, right? I get these stories sometimes. And what's funny is he was so into, this is within the last, 2 days or so, he was so into his identity about how he's a businessman and he'll only do it if the price is right, that I'm like, okay, man, I'm just gonna let you go here, because if you're more concerned about holding to your identity, about, that you're a businessman, you only do things if the price is right, well, I can't help you, because you don't put a real value in your life. You're more concerned with protecting this identity than just giving yourself the life you deserve. So, okay, I'll speak to you in a year or two. It happens all the time. And here's what's funny. I spoke to this other gentleman who I am going to be working with as of yesterday, and this guy's a freaking warrior. This guy just got out of about a year and a half, very financially, let's just say his whole life has been put on hold for about a year and a half. We'll just kind of put it that way. This guy comes out, and he's out there swinging. I get on the phone with him. He's like, I got to do this. I've been in this rut for a while. I'm just willing to do whatever it takes. This guy was so unconcerned with his past, his limitations. He had every excuse not to make a move. He had every reason to say, woe's me. But you know what? He didn't get tied to his identity, and he believed he was worth it. He's like, you know what? It's time. I got to make a change. I got to invest in myself. What I'm doing is not working. And I love myself and believe myself to know that this is exactly what I need to do. So which one are you? Are you the kind of person that talks a bunch of game and says, oh, I'm this and that, but when it comes down to it, you don't really believe and you don't really take that action? Or are you someone that actually walks the walk? Here's the thing. You might fool yourself, you might fool some people you talk to, but ultimately the people that you really want in your life will not be fooled by that, because it's like, people are not stupid. If they see you don't even believe in you, you won't invest in you, you don't even value your time enough, you're more concerned with an identity you give yourself, like you're this businessman, blah, 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 rather than just say, you know what? I'm not gonna be on this earth that long. Fuck it, I need to do this. This needs to happen for myself. If that's really, if you don't get that addressed, you're looking for a lot harder of a life than it has to be. So those are two things. Let's review. One is your why. Your why has to be along the lines of, you know what, this needs to stop now. Not another day, not another hour. This changes today, now. Second is you have to demonstrate a true love and belief in yourself. And if you really love and believe in yourself and you really value your time, then you'll do what it takes to seize the day, seize your life, and make things happen for yourself. You're not gonna just talk and give some bunch of empty verbiage. You're gonna take action. If you're missing those two things, I'll speak to you soon enough. Hopefully that is not the case for you, and hopefully you understand that, and hopefully I speak to you too, because you want someone to actually take you on that journey, someone who actually knows how to deliver. On my next episode, by the way, I will talk about the most important things before deciding somebody to coach you. Also very, very, very important. So anyway, talk soon. All right.